Hey squad, Jakus here, and I'm tired of bad games. Every year, companies pump out mediocre game after mediocre game, and I've had enough. I need a real game for real gamers. Something to really reinvent the wheel. A legendary experience that will revolutionize gaming for Oh, it's perfect. Oh, how I wish I was worthy of talking about this modern masterpiece. But I'm not, so I guess this one will have to suffice. I would like to preface this by saying that Breath of the Wild is my first Zelda game. That's not to say that I haven't tried any of the other games before. I gave Zelda 1 a go through NES Online, and my friend let me try Ocarina of Time 3D on his 3DS a few years back. Neither of the games really stuck with me, and none of the other Zelda games ever really appealed to me. I have always had a respect for this series, as one of Nintendo's most consistent franchises in quality. Games like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, and Wind Waker are consistently reviewed with high scores. Regardless, my interest in the series never really existed. Until Breath of the Wild was released. I love exploring vast worlds. From Minecraft's endlessly procedurally generated landscape to Terraria's charming little worlds, exploration is one of the most invaluable experiences a game can deliver to me. So when I saw the vast world of Hyrule with all of its settlements to explore and things to interact with, I was pretty sure that I would enjoy it. Did the game live up to the hype? Well, I guess you could say it really took my breath away. Get it? Please laugh. Breath of the Wild blew me away. I initially decided that I wanted to play it in short bursts, but I was immediately sucked into the world of Hyrule and became hooked on the game. I couldn't put it down. Instead of trying to understand what to do, where to go, how to get there, I just went with the flow of the world. I explored at my own pace, and Breath of the Wild empowers, even encourages this. Usually, I'm a completionist. I like to beat games to the fullest extent, beat every level to perfection, find every collectible, smash my high score. But this game is different. I just explored the world. I didn't worry about looking for all the collectibles. There are 900 Korok seeds found across Hyrule, and I never actively went looking for them. I just explored the world, and I found many of them naturally. The magic of Breath of the Wild is just seeing what is possible. Do I have enough stamina to climb that big mountain? If not, I'll find another way to get up there. Can I beat that scary looking enemy? Probably not, but I will have fun trying. And sometimes, it's just nice to relax. Sitting by a campfire in a dark forest, talking to the residents of Kakariko Village, including the only woman to ever show an interest in me. All of it is spectacular. The giant open world of Hyrule has been crafted expertly. It doesn't feel empty, nor does it feel overwhelming and full. You'll come across hundreds of ancient ruins and remnants of a long-lost society, but it still feels lived in with the rural communities, travelers and explorers that you will encounter. There are giant ruins that feel like echoes of the kingdom's prime era, campfires where you can rest and watch the stars, enemy camps to practice in preparation to take on the tougher challenges that this world holds, and stables to chat with other travelers and look after your trusty steed. It all feels so alive. The Kingdom of Hyrule has such a peaceful atmosphere, which is very much aided by the game's soundtrack. Some people have complained that the game lacks the orchestrated, grand melodies of previous games, but I think it works perfectly for the game's setting. The soundtrack generally consists of truly beautiful, calming, and memorable pieces that heavily feature wonderful piano melodies, but I do understand why this doesn't appeal to every gamer. The music does shift to more intense tracks in certain situations, which can make them only more daunting. Picture this. You're making your way along a rural path to Kakariko Village with 2 branches, a Boko club, and a Boko shield. You have survived the Great Plateau, and you're off on your first venture into the wider world, barely an hour into the game, and then you see it. A red laser trained on you as the music shifts into a horrifying fight track as a guardian emerges from the bushes. It is fight or flight, and you choose to fight. Yeah, okay, well, that's pretty much the typical Guardian experience. A lot of open world games are more linear than they let on. You're presented with this huge world, but you're not actually given any other choice than to follow the main story missions and follow the given path. Breath of the Wild is truly the exception to the rule here, and you can tell Nintendo worked very hard to make this the case. You can play the game however you'd like to. The game does start with the Great Plateau, which serves as somewhat of a linear tutorial area. It just gets you used to the gameplay and allows you to start to grasp the lore. But as soon as you get your glider and leave the plateau, you're on your own. You may choose to head straight to Hyrule Castle and take on Calamity Ganon. You'll fail, but it's something you can do. There's some uplifting and inspirational life advice for you. You may choose to run around the kingdom, helping anyone you meet and completing the side quests. There's no real pressure to defeat Ganon, besides the ominous aura around the castle and your own intuition. You may choose to complete the game in the primary intended way, freeing the 4 divine beasts and collecting the Master Sword before launching an assault on the castle and taking Ganon on while completing some side quests along the way. Or you may choose to just run around and take photos of pretty flowers and birds and trees. In short, the game will never force you down a direct path, and you can do pretty much whatever you want. This is Nintendo's first fully open world game, and they knocked it out of the park. Don't forget, this is the same company behind such classics as Super Mario 3D All-Stars and Disappointment. This is really impressive. Now, of course, no game is flawless, and there are some aspects of Breath of the Wild that I'm not the biggest fan of. The main one that comes to mind is the tests of strength, found in some shrines across Hyrule. These pit you against increasingly strategic and strong guardians, and they're... Tests of strength would have been alright if they had a range of enemies with different attacks, or maybe variants of those enemies with different factors that you may not usually expect, such as an underwater battle, or a foe who is immune to ranged attacks. Something to really test your skill and put you into different situations where you need to think creatively. The final boss is also kinda underwhelming. This game can be really challenging in parts, so you'd expect a grand final showdown against Calamity Ganon, and, well, you get that. You get this big spectacle, just not much of a gameplay fight to go along with it. It is somewhat compensated by the blight fights in the Divine Beasts, so it's fine, I guess. Oh, spoilers too. I mean, you realize how old this game is, right? The weapons also have durability, which has been a significant point of contention among players. Personally, I don't mind it that much. I think some weapons break too fast, and it can be annoying mid-combat, but particularly in the early game, it's an interesting system that makes you think outside of the box and prepare yourself better for combat. Still, this game is absolutely brilliant. It boasts a huge open world that is just so fun to explore, full of interesting enemies to fight, people to meet, and places to discover. Nintendo really knocked it out of the park with this game. It rarely misses, and it will absolutely go down as one of the greatest video games of all time. Is Breath of the Wild the greatest open world game ever? I don't know. I'm far from qualified to answer that question. This is just my perspective as someone who loves open world games but has never been particularly interested in the Zelda franchise. But, is it my favourite open world game? Absolutely. Now, this is hardly a brave statement, but in my opinion, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild is a masterpiece in gaming. Wow! What a legendary game that will influence the industry for generations to come. It's so weird that they never made a sequel though. I mean, you'd think such an icon would deserve a follow-up, right? Just take my credit card.